formal probe into 20 French officials suspected of playing a role in the 1994 genocide. In a statement to the country's prosecutors said the statement to newsrooms that the inquiry for now is focused on 20 individuals whom, according to the information gathered so far, are required by the prosecution authority to explain or provide clarity on the allegation against them. Chief Prosecutor Richard Muhamuza said French authorities have been contacted and full cooperation was expected. Relations between the two countries have been strained since the mass killings of about 800,000 people, mostly Tutsis, died in the hands of Hutus extremists during the France genocide. At the center of the dispute is a role that France has a close ally of the Hutu nationalist government of the juvenile Habyarimana. Prior to the mass killing, it was the shooting down of his plane over Kigali in April 1994 that triggered the slaughter. Rwanda has accused France of ignoring or missing warning signs in the training of those who carried out the killing. We now would like to cross over to our reporter Eugene Inangwe and basically just get more information on this. Eugene, good morning and thank you for joining us. Now, just update us on what is happening so far.
Right, thank you so much. Of course, Rwanda is making real its earlier decision to pursue French military officers whom it believes were complicit in the planning and execution of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. And you'll remember that earlier in the month, or actually in this year, Rwanda had actually said that France had a role that it played, and it's something that has been playing out for a very long time. And I think this is that particular time when Rwanda now makes real its action or that particular decision to pursue this particular French authorities who it believes complicit in the 1994 genocide against Tutsis.
All right, and what is France's response so far to this move by Rwanda?
Right, so France hasn't responded to this particular move by Rwanda, but of course what we believe this means is that, Rwanda says that a true healing between it and France is through this particular process that it is taking, the process of seeking the truth about the role of France in 1994 Rwandan genocide against the Tutsis. You will remember that Rwanda's Foreign Affairs Minister, Louise Mushikiwabo, actually once said in 2014 that for our two countries to get along, we have to face the difficult truth of French culpability in the genocide, quote unquote. And so on one hand, you'll actually feel that the opening of these cases against the French personalities is actually seen as a step into uncovering the truth behind what exactly was the role of France in the French authorities. And of course, the French authorities could actually choose to cooperate and take responsibility if found culpable, and hence open up doors to true reconciliation between the two countries. They could also choose to ignore and downplay Kigali's move and risk worsening of the already strained relations. Now, Gitonga, on the other hand, this latest move seems to be a move by Rwanda to also show her might, especially after French authorities said they were interested in revisiting the shooting down of an aeroplane which was carrying the former Rwandan president, Juvenal Habyarimana, which actually had implicated top government officials. So it's a sort of showing that, if you did this, we can also actually do the same.
All right, and what exactly is Rwanda expecting out of the whole negotiation? Should France give this a wide berth and completely ignore what Rwanda is doing? What would Rwanda then do next?
What Rwanda is possibly going to do next is carry on with this particular investigations, because Rwanda says there is actually ample evidence and of course, the role of France very well documented across the world and locally right here. And so Rwanda could just go ahead with this particular, cases, just as we saw France and Spain go ahead with the inquiry, which actually came out with arrest warrants of some of Rwanda's top officials, including the spy chief and, of course, the former, President Kagame's, chief of protocol. So what we expect to see is Rwanda going ahead with these cases whether France cooperates or does not cooperate. And some might ask if this actually aims at threatening the ties between Rwanda and France. Of course, at a press conference about a month ago, Rwanda's Foreign Affairs Minister again said that on relationships with France, despite French narrative of renewed commitment to better these relationships, it has never put in place or it has never put it in action. So this definitely shows you that they are not interested in a relationship between these two countries. What they're interested in is finding out what particular role exactly France played and telling it out to the whole world.
All right, and now Rwanda being a former colony of the French, what is expected out of this, given that I would imagine that at some point Rwanda is also trying to show that now we are on our own, we stand on our feet, and with or without France we can go ahead. Is there a relationship, a cordial relationship, shall I say, expected after this?
Gitonga, Louis Mushikiwabo openly said earlier, in a press conference that Kigali is no longer interested in mending relationships with France and will not tolerate what she described as judicial harassment from France. So obviously with such kind of statements, with no, high commissioner or representative, diplomatic representative of France here, definitely you'd see that Rwanda is not really interested in mending these particular relations. Why? Because you will understand that there is a total difference in how each of these two countries is viewing the narrative of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis.
All right, thank you very much, Eugene Inangwe, who is in Kigali, Rwanda. Thank you for giving us more information on that. Now, we move on.